5:10 is every day shenanigans. It's early Saturday morning, and yes, it is the witching hour. I decided to jump on because I wanted to discuss the said commentary on Ron Duty's um, YouTube channel. I just reviewed that commentary off of the live. Decided to get on in this late witching hour to discuss said information pertaining to um, the panel that he had on and information that these former um, law enforcement officials had to bring to the table. So I decided to get on and I wanted to discuss why there is no major news coverage pertaining to these children. It is obvious that there are people in America, especially on the West Coast, who have no idea that two African American boys are missing in the state of California. Hello, Sean. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me. These children are missing and nobody knows that they exist. Nobody knows that they're missing. And I want to know why the hell these people in California and the West Coast do not know that these children are missing. So, as always, I bring you a source of information. I bring you a source of information. I bring you the spoken word. I bring you a bit of wisdom to the channel. I do what most won't do. I don't sugarcoat anything. I bring you what I think. You can disagree, that is fine. But I bring you wisdom to what I'm saying to you. And a lot of key points were made. Hello, upstate New York. Thanks so much. Very interesting things came out of that live. And I want to discuss all that after I bring that article to you all. Hello, Video Champ. How you doing? I want to discuss what the hell's going on out there in California because now I'm a bit perturbed. Hello, everybody. Why these children are missing, why there's no news coverage on major news networks or California. Two people jumped on this man's live and basically said they hadn't even heard of the case. One called in and then he had one person via video. And they live in the state of California and they have not heard about the case. So this is baffling to me that you have two small children missing and this is ridiculous. Of course, the cops know more. I'm going to get to all that. I'm going to discuss all of that here in just a second. Just give me a second. I want to read to you some stats. You can verify this information through CNN. Black kids go missing at a higher rate than white kids. Here's why we don't hear about them. This article was uploaded Sunday, November 3rd, 2019. The chilling story of James Klaus, the 13-year-old Wisconsin girl, Jamie Klaus, the 13-year-old Wisconsin girl who was kidnapped after her parents were killed last year, was national news. But people might be less familiar with the story of Ariana Fitz, a 2-year-old who went missing in 2016 before her mother was found brutally murdered in the San Francisco Bay Area. Each of these cases is compelling, but the two didn't receive the same amount of media attention. Some experts believe it's because Klaus is white and Fitz is black. The coverage in missing black and brown children, despite higher rates of missing children among communities of color. They don't have this article written properly. The FBI's National Crime Information Center, NCIC database lists 424,066 missing children under 18 in 2018, the most recent year for which data is available. About 37% of those children are black, even though black children only make up about 14% of all children in the United States. It's harder to say how many Hispanic kids are missing. The FBI's report groups white and Hispanic children together. Based on other reports, about 20% of missing children are Hispanic or Latino, according to Robert Lowry, Vice President of the Missing Child Division at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC. But the real number, he said, is likely higher. I think there's a false belief that white children make up the biggest number of missing children, when in fact, proportionately, it's just the opposite, Lowry said, adding that the high number of black girls reported missing is particularly concerning. Here are some reasons experts say we don't hear more about missing children of color. Their families are hesitant to call police. Some families are hesitant to contact law enforcement even if they think their child is missing. There's a sense of distrust between law enforcement and the minority community, said Natalie Wilson, co-founder of the Black and Missing Foundation. That distrust contributes to a silent code of no snitching, Wilson said, adding that it is important for people who suspect a child is missing to speak up. It could be your child, your mother, your father that's missing, she said. You will want someone to speak up to help find them. Other families might not report their child as missing because they fear it could have unintended negative consequences. For example, Lowry suspects missing Latino children are unreported because some families with undocumented members might not contact police for fear of being deported. Next, they don't get as much media coverage. News media organizations have often been criticized for not giving missing black children the amount of attention they give missing white kids. A 2010 study found that black children were significantly underrepresented in TV news, even though about a third of all missing children in the FBI's database were black, and they only made up about 20% of the missing children cases covered in the news. A 2015 study was bleaker. Though black children accounted for about 35% of missing children cases in the FBI's database, they amounted to only 7% of media references. Experts say media coverage is vital to helping solve those cases. It puts law enforcement on alert, and they added additional resources to the case. Wilson said, if no one knows about it, then no one's doing anything to find them or help them get the assistance they need. Next, families don't have the resources. Families don't always have the financial resources to respond appropriately when their child is missing. They may not be able to afford a private investigator or take off from work to help look for their child and follow up with law enforcement and the media. And in some cases, they may not know what to do. Wilson said some people are under the misconception that they must wait 48 hours before filing a police report, when that waiting period varies by location. Places like Illinois or Washington, D.C. don't have waiting periods to report a child missing. Knowing the laws in your state helps, and when in doubt, contact law enforcement immediately. There are other resources that families can utilize as well. The Black and Missing Foundation helps families of color file police reports, create missing posters, and spread the word about missing children. Facebook groups offer an online community for parents to alert the public about their missing child and ask questions of others who have similar experiences. Eliseo Montoya, who runs the Facebook group Runaway and Missing Children in California, said he keeps the page going because it allows families to feel that they're doing something, even when it seems like the authorities have given up. A page like mine is very important for people of color because nobody really embraces people of color, Montoya said. Next, some get classified as runaways. When most people think of missing children, they think of young children abducted by strangers. But missing children can refer to kids who are abducted by relatives or children who leave home either voluntarily or after being lured by someone else. Many missing children of color are classified as runaways, Wilson said. And while running away from home isn't a problem unique to non-white children, they are particularly vulnerable. A significant number of non-white children who go missing are either homeless or in foster care, said Wilson, and many are at risk for sex trafficking. Data shows black children are overrepresented in foster care and are at much higher risk for homelessness. Keep that in mind. Law enforcement often classifies children of color as runaways without having all the details. Wilson said, because those kids are considered to have voluntarily left home, Amber Alerts aren't sent out about them, and they typically aren't covered in the news. Runaway cases and abductions by family members don't get the same attention that abductions by non-family members or strangers do. But all these scenarios fall under the missing umbrella. A child is missing if they are under the age of 18 and their legal guardian doesn't know where they are. The NCMEC no longer distinguishes between runaways and abductions on their posters of missing children. Frankly, we are dealing with a desensitized public and media when we did that, Lowry said. Now, if you check our website, our children are just listed as missing child. Wilson stressed that runaway cases should be treated with the same urgency. We have to be mindful, she said, that what did they leave from and what are they ultimately running to? Sometimes children of color get classified as runaways when they are truly missing. Amen. Wilson said her organization has seen many such cases. We tell parents all the time, you know your child better than anyone else, their behavior, their characteristics, she said. If you believe your child did not run away, you just have to stand firm with law enforcement and let them know that this is uncharacteristic of your child. If you need verification for the source, this is by CNN. I have 39 in the room, 16 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Super Chatter Queen, if you can. So, Eliseo Montoya runs a Facebook group called Runaway and Missing Children in California. So go to that said page if you want to put any type of information, questions, commentary on this said Facebook page, runaway and missing children in California. I jumped on here because I watched Ron Duty's live tonight, and I want to address some things that were said in that commentary. You can be prosecuted for lying to the FBI, not local enforcement. So if a person involved in the case has given a sworn testimony under oath, they can be arrested, charged. And if you lie to the FBI, you can be charged with a felony. The fact that you all keep going back and forth about the scent of the dog, well, that was clarified 2 times in the said commentary on Ron Duty's YouTube live tonight. Obviously, the police have verified if indeed the children have been in the house and or things belonged in the house. And one thing you all have failed to realize, because I keep telling you all, you have to think about the information that has been given to you. Did it ever occur to you all that they have already tested Ryan Dean's blood? She is the biological mother. They also have biological fathers. They can test their DNA to prove if the children were inside of that California City house. You got to think. Y'all don't think. They have a living mother who gave birth to them. So they can test their DNA against Ryan Dean and the actual biological fathers to prove if they have actually been in California City house. And thank God Ryan Dean is alive. Remember that. No matter what you think of her, be very grateful Ryan Dean is alive, because her being alive will be pivotal into ever there being a discovery of the children and or recovery of the children. So I've tapped on that. Being prosecuted without a body. They answered the question. Dama doesn't ask that question. The answer is yes. You can be prosecuted without a body. Many cases have gone to trial without a body being present, and it depends on the evidence that the state brings forth, and that will be determined by the 12 members of the jury. I'm trying to think what else was in that. And he also touched on you all listening to the lie book, which is called Facebook. You cannot believe everything that is said on Facebook, because all of that is speculation and assumptions. As we have already said, nothing has come forward with said receipts pertaining to anything to these children or the parents. As they said, and I've said this 1,000 times, whatever you have heard pertaining to somebody being over here with the children, the police don't have to tell you that they believe that story. They don't have to tell you they talked to the woman who allegedly called. They don't have to confirm that story. Are you following? They don't have to confirm the video that Jerry uploaded to AV Watchman. Stay woke. Stay woke. Why would the police tell us anything? Whether we are upset, irate, it doesn't matter. They have an investigation to do, and they cannot let us know things, as they said in this commentary. If the police was to start talking, don't you think that would alert the parents? If they wanted to allude to the fact that they believe that they are guilty in harming these children, then they would take off and go on the run. You all don't think about those things when you keep going on and on about why. They don't say anything. They can't tell us anything without revealing who the hell they have as a suspect, if they have a suspect, plural. So I'm very glad I watched that, because that's why I watched it, only because these are former law enforcement officials. I'd rather have their opinion than outsiders' opinions. I'd rather have opinion from somebody who has worked with homicide. You have to remember, New York City is bigger than that little area. Although it's a small island, but a lot of people are jumbled on top of each other in New York City. So they fight crime all day, every day. So the more you see crime, learn people, you can give a better opinion of what somebody would do, how the law works, how the system works, versus an outsider looking in saying, well, I think this happened. You see, California City is a small town. It also has a small private police department, as we've learned. And as the guy said, not to throw any disrespect to them, but they are a smaller entity that does not have a lot of murders. So if they don't have a lot of murders, that means they're not gaining the experience to work a homicide. And if you don't have a lot of murders, then you don't have anybody to work the crime that can give the expertise in, like this case here, with just 2 missing children. You got to have somebody that has experience in the area of what you're dealing with. Yes, thank you all for joining me. Any donations made to this channel, you can log on to Cash App, $Big Angie 129. Thanks for joining me. I won't keep you long. I just wanted to bring you all that said information that a lot of you have the 50,000 million questions pertaining to this case, but know that the police has the FBI involved. California also has a state police involved. So you can now rest assured that the FBI is involved, and they have more members in the FBI in the state of California than California City Police. So as I stated before, where they drop the ball or slack off California City, the FBI is there to pick up the slack or run the investigation entirely, which is so ever. But I think it's sad that this case is not getting the notoriety that it deserves, because to hear these people go on a platform and say they haven't even heard the damn case and they live in California is baffling to me. How in the hell can you live in a state and don't even know 2 little black babies are missing from your state? And whether you are white, Jew, Arab, Mexican, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense that nobody knows that those kids are missing. That's why I know it's something funky going on with these kids. Something is off. Now, if this is just, they don't really want to give the 411 about these kids to the public, I don't know. But to hear some people say they live in California and never heard of the case, this is baffling to me. 17 minutes into the chat. That is the topic of my discussion tonight. Where is the news coverage for these children? Why are people in the same state not hearing of this story? Why are people in the Midwest, they have not heard of this story? People on the East Coast, in the South, they don't even know what I'm talking about when I talk about the kids. Have you heard? What kids are missing? They don't even know what I'm saying. Well, Candy, you know, I don't know what to say. I'm not going to give much commentary. I just think the situation is sad out in California right now. And what I fear is that this will happen somewhere else. If it's not California, it's going to be a situation in the next person's town. And my fear is the next little black girl or black boy that goes missing will be right back to the same situation, because the ball is dropped with African-American people going missing. And it's not just children, it's also African-American people in general that go missing. I'm trying to get all this cords. Lord, every time I get on, it's always something. Okay, sorry about that. But that's sad information from CNN about children missing, African-American children going missing in this country. More black children are missing. Nobody knows. And I can't understand how anybody, black or white, cannot go to the police and say that the child is missing. The hell you mean you're worried about being a snitch? How the hell is being a snitch with your own kid? That sounds ridiculous. And if somebody thinks like that, then that means you don't need to be a parent. Because if you're worried about what somebody thinks because your baby's missing, who the hell cares? It's your child. You know, you're not telling on a neighborhood drug dealer. You're talking about your own kid. So I thought that was kind of baffling they even mentioned that. putting the word snitch even in the conversation. That I didn't like that at all. Okay, Johnny said they live in Lancaster County. Okay, well, some people in California don't know. We'll just leave it at that. There is a reward. It's a $100,000 reward at the moment for any information leading to the boys. There are currently no suspects. All 4 children who were taken out of their custody at the time are in protective custody. I do not know where the parents are. I do not confirm that they are in any of the 50 states in the union because I don't have any confirmation of where Trezell and Jacqueline West are. But know that the FBI is involved and they know more than we know. And they are not about to tell you that they think Jacqueline and Trezell are suspects. They're not about to tell you what evidence they took out the house. They're not about to tell you about the phones, the computers. They're not about to tell you that because they don't have to tell us anything. It would jeopardize the case if they were to start telling you little bitty secrets pertaining to these 2 people. And they're not about to tell you about anybody's evidence, whether it be a doorbell camera, a house camera. They don't have to tell you anything. So you all can stop worrying yourself about what video is the truth, what's not the truth. And I'm the type, like I told you, I'm not about to sit here and say anything bad about the person who uploaded the video to YouTube because he didn't have to do it. Frankly, he was putting his life in jeopardy by uploading that video to AV Watchmen, for those of you who are woke. I don't know what person will subject themselves to being accosted by these people and be lying at the same time. That's why I tell you, some of y'all don't be thinking when you talk. You don't make sense when you talk. I don't know what's wrong with some of you. Cherie in the house. Hey, Cherie. I've been talking. I didn't mean to ignore your comments, but I wanted to get my information out because, as I tell you, I don't always like to just give commentary. I like to bring a source of information that can help in the commentary that I bring. Thank you all. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Hello, Cherie, Virginia. Hello, everybody. Patricia. Yes, somebody knows something. That boy last name, Charles. What are you talking about, Marie? Lord, geez, here we go. Well, Patricia, that's why I make the video, so people can be aware of Black children going missing in America. Patricia Ryder says, Marie, local woman says the flyers are being taken down. What do you mean? Okay, KK lady says the lab is 6 months behind, so that wouldn't shock me none. All right, just wanted to verify all the people in the chat. Hello, Sean Hill. See, and that's what's crazy. That's why the guy made the comment he made about YouTube. That this is where everybody's getting their information pertaining to the story. He himself, I guess. So that's what's sad to me is that one person found out about it. They talked about it. And the other YouTubers joined in. And this is sickening to me that anybody can find out a story only through YouTube and Facebook. YouTube and Facebook are not the spoken word. So this should not be a YouTube, Facebook story. These are real kids missing. These are not dolls. Hello, Chattanooga. How you doing? You're right around the corner from me, Chattanooga. How you doing? But this is what I'm saying. It's crazy. This makes no sense to me. That these kids are missing. And nobody, hello, Joelle. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody's seen anything. The news isn't giving these children a voice. CNN, Dateline, somebody, MSNBC, if you're listening. There are 2 little black babies missing, as far as we know. And nobody has seen them. No one is verifying when they last saw them. And that's even more baffling to me. Who the hell are these parents that nobody wants to come out and say anything against these 2 parents? Who are they? Do they work for the cartel? Help me understand. Are you related to John Gotti? What is it? I thought the mob was dead. So, maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm 20 years behind. Please help a queen understand who the hell are these two that you all are too afraid to talk and tell the world something about these two. And I don't want to hear anything about high school, how they were as children. We'll save that for the Oxygen Network when it becomes a movie. I don't want to hear anything about what they were like as kids. I want to know who the hell was around them the month of December, because that's the month you reported the children missing. So I'd rather hear something in relation to December. Take me back. December 21st and a couple of weeks back. Well, Candy, that's what's messed up about this whole situation. Oh, Kawan Charles. Okay. Well, that's my sad commentary for today. I don't plan on being on here long. Thank you, Video Champ. I appreciate you. I can see it's true that there isn't enough news covered. That's why I watch YouTube more than mainstream news. Real people. I know. But Video Champ, this is what I've told you all. I want you all to listen to what I'm saying to you, okay? Seriously. YouTube is not the network news. Now, some of you may not trust the network news, but what you need to understand about what you're saying makes no sense. You have got to trust somebody to bring you the spoken word or partial of the spoken word. And a lot of the stuff that people say on YouTube, it is from the news because we're repeating what the news said, what the news showed. So you can't say you don't trust the news when the YouTubers are bringing you stuff from the news and Facebook and whoever decides they want to call in and say something. How you doing, Martha? So you think how you want to think. But all I'm saying to you is you've got to trust somebody. Pretty K, I'm not going to stay on all night because I don't want my nights tied up talking to a phone. I'm sorry. Because I've just come to realize sometimes I feel like when I'm up here, nobody's listening to a damn thing I'm saying up here. You don't call in. You want 50 other ways to reach me. Well, that's not how it goes. If I give you a way to reach me, then that's the way you should call me. You want your voice heard, then you should call in the way I ask you to call in. That's just how I feel. I just want to bring you the quick bit of information pertaining to Mr. Ron Duty's channel. Feel free to check out his content and to bring forth to you information about why you're not hearing what you're hearing from the news. From the police officials. Why they may already know that the children were at that address and not. The children do have a living mother, so they can test Ryan Dean's DNA to whatever they have pertaining to the children. That's all I'm saying. They have connections. What are you saying? What are you saying they have connections? I got 72 in the room, 47 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying about connections. What is the relation to the vice president? I ain't got time for that. The NAACP don't have nothing to do with this. And Mr. Ron Duty let that be known, that it does not matter who you are related to, that it's not going to stop law officials from investigating this crime. Basically what he's telling you, stop watching TV. This is not a TV movie. This is real life. This is not a movie. Sir Wolf is in Florida. He has not heard anything. Well, Sir Wolf, everybody's hooked. So this is not a TV movie. For those of you who are enamored to the fact that you think this is not you think this is fiction. From my understanding, it's fiction because this Ryan Dean has basically told us these are her children. They were her children before they were taken out of her care. So hell, that's like I tell you all, this is the only reason why I believe that the children actually were born and they went to the West family because Ryan Dean said she lost custody. So other than that, we don't have anything because nobody's talking to verify that they last saw the kids yesterday, 5 days ago, December 21st and on back. Why don't someone say something? Why is there no coverage of these children? This is baffling to me. It is as if we are talking about two itty bitty ghosts. Two itty bitty ghosts. They were not ghosts. They were human beings. Are human beings. Where are they? Where are these kids? Somebody knows something. And let me say this to Trezell and Jacqueline West. They are not going to stop the FBI. See, maybe you thought going to California City was your way out. You thought that would be your way out. You thought it was slow rolling out there. You thought those people were dodo birds out there. But see, where you made your mistake, Jacqueline and Trezell West, you foolishly reported your children missing. So you're not very smart. Because you see, you brought heat to yourself. And now you don't know what to do because you cannot turn back the hands of time. And you cannot take back what you said in that news interview. Any conversations you have had that a person decides they want to repeat the said information, you messed yourself up. Because see, really, if you want to get away with a crime and up and leave and go wherever with this many kids, that kids, and go undetected, you should have kept your mouth closed. But we now know something made you and Jacqueline report the kids missing. And now we have to figure out what that something is. Somebody was talking. Somebody was looking, lurking. Somebody's either been calling or somebody was on their way. And you had to now produce a fake alibi about these kids, which is a missing persons faux report. You should have never said anything. And if you were so worried about people being in your business without those children, you should have moved some damn where else and cut your damn telephone line off. People do it every day. You're not very smart. Well, Melissa, maybe Jamal was coming. I don't know. I have no idea. But these are two very ignorant human beings. Two ignorant human beings. Because nobody would have known anything had they kept their mouths closed. Well, Marie, people go all over the world on the run, honey. People go on the run. There's people right now who are on wanted posters, and they've been on posters for 20 years, and nobody knows where they are. So it can be done. But you have to know how to live off the grid when you go on the run, or you will have to teach yourself to go off the grid. You're not going to be able to talk about anything when you go on the grid. You can never mention California. You can never mention Florida if you ever lived there, with someone saying that they had lived there, Mr. Trezell. You're never going to mention anything. You'll have to use a disguise. You'll have to change your looks. You're going to have to do something. Okay, Marie. I don't know what Trezell knows, but I do know there's a lot of hokey pokey stuff going on with these people. Well, Kim, of course they're not smart. Because as I state, a smart person would have never reported the children missing. But because Trezell fools with his family, y'all stay woke. because they fool with their family. That's why eventually he had to come up with something. Because truthfully, he didn't have to tell anybody that the children were missing, no matter where they are, whether they are alive, dead. He didn't have to say a word. Yes, sir, Wolf, on their phones and computers. And for the person that wants to know about the information, they can retrieve anything you've ever done on your phone or computer. The only way they won't be able to find anything is if you bought a burner phone, such as a throwaway phone from Walmart or Dollar General, Kroger, and nobody knew the number and nobody talked to you on the phone. And that's the set information for that. Hello, lovely. How you all doing? Thank you, Tony. But so long as you've gone on social media with your phone, apps, Facebook, Google searches, you talk to other people on those phones, they can still find out information some kind of way last time you at least talked to somebody, even if you threw the phone away. Oh, Candy, don't start, Candy. Well, Candy, we have to stay optimistic pertaining to these kids. We just got to stay optimistic. Like I said, whether the children are alive or dead, we got to stay optimistic that something's going to come up. Bobbles, what are you talking about? The case with the little girl, Evelyn? Well, Shannon, I believe that. Yeah, the family knows something. Whoever's closest to him that lives in California knows something. The adoptive parents are in this up to their necks. It's just a matter of time before the case breaks. That's Sean. Have some faith something comes out. Right. Evelyn Boswell. I've covered that case, Bobbles. If you want to go back into my older videos from last year, I discussed Evelyn. I discussed Evelyn thoroughly. But Bobbles, don't I don't trust any of those people pertaining to Evelyn. I don't trust anybody pertaining to the baby Evelyn. I don't trust the mother. I don't trust the boy she dated. I don't trust her mother. I don't trust the mother's boyfriend. I don't trust the grandfather, the daughter's father. All them people to me were suspect because that baby was found on the property of where the grandfather lived, which would be Evelyn's grandfather. So somebody knew something. Well, she's still in jail, sweetheart. They haven't had a trial date set yet. But she's guilty. She's guilty of sin because she's the last one who had custody of the child. So it's no different in this case here. Thank you, baby. Thank you, HL Westlake. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for joining me. I got 92 in the chat, 56 thumbs up. Thank you all for coming. No, Marie, I have not followed the case, sweetheart. Yes. Who is this? A Candy Selden. Yes, they are dumb. Yes, Shannon. Let me say this for the 1,000th time. The dogs hit on the inside of the house, not the outside. Yeah, well, A. Miller, that don't mean nothing because that's all Jamal talk. That's all Jamal talk. That's all Jamal talking. He was on the bandwagon with his brother in the beginning, and he didn't change his tune until that video popped up on YouTube. Now all of a sudden you want to try to shift everything towards the West Clan and Ryan Dean. So it's like, a little too late for that. Since a lot of stuff is coming up about them, hopefully these two don't try to kill himself because they know they're guilty. Oh, Marie Sanchez, I doubt that. I doubt that he killed himself. I doubt that he and Jacqueline would do that. I don't think that they would. I really, really don't. If you want to call in, because I don't plan on being on here long. If you want to call in and give your commentary, that's going to make some sense. Because lately I'm just like, some of the stuff I'm reading is a bit much. Right. They're selfish. They're not going to kill themselves. I doubt that. And I don't want them to kill themselves because I want them to fold and tell what the children are. Well, Sir Wolf, you're welcome to call in. Big Sexy 71. I'm on IG. Send me a message and then we'll dial up. If you want to weigh in on the subject matter. Hello, Marshall. Hey, Tasha. 101 in the chat. Okay, Candy. Well, we will see what comes about pertaining to all of this because there needs to be an ending. You know, it just floored me when I heard that guy on Ron Duty's channel say it's been 25 days since this case started. And I was just sitting here thinking to myself, 25 days? That's ridiculous. 3 weeks of nothing, just gossip pertaining to these kids. I mean, it's sad that this is all you're hearing. He said, she said, Pookie boarded up this, Pookie did this, Pookie got an ice cream shop, Pookie used the address for an ice cream truck. Well, hell, y'all know damn well the man don't own a business. He had to use somebody's address for the ice cream business. You have to get a license to operate the truck. It's not like he had a warehouse full of ice cream. I keep telling you all, think, damn, what is the problem? The whole story is stupid. Let me tell you all something. And I can say this because I speak from being on top of this dirt almost 50 years. When you deal with street people, you get street problems. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this, whether you live this type of life, that type of life, whenever you deal with street folks, there is always a damn problem. And you can be a street person in a suit. You could be a street person in a wedding gown. Does not matter. And honey, stay out my Instagram account. Don't do that. Stay out my Instagram account. You know who I'm talking to. Stay out my Instagram account. You can't make yourself known. Stay out my account because I will block you. Don't bother me. But I'm just saying, people who are problematic, they always have drama going on 24/7. There's always something going on with them. They're always in trouble. They're always fighting, fussing. They always got something going on. And this is why I tell you why these stories don't ever make any sense. It's because these people, they ain't right. Have you ever noticed that with most of these cases where you're looking for little children, you can't find them? Mommy says she last left her here. You know, all these whack stories they bring you, that's because they're problematic. You see, if they were living right, they wouldn't be reporting their children missing. I'm keeping it 100. Just like with Evelyn. When all that stuff started coming out about that baby and that mama, you start hearing all the stuff about the mama was struggling and this and that, and she didn't have no place to live. She was over here at the daddy house. Then she was over at the trailer. They kicked her out the trailer. Why? The boyfriend, he didn't know nothing. The baby daddies allegedly was in the military. He don't speak up to say anything. His family don't speak up about the little baby. Do y'all see where I'm going? Problematic people have these types of problems. Hey, Mildred, how you doing? It's always something with these kind of people. Every time you hear a story about a missing child, once it goes global and people start chitter-chattering, you start hearing all this old ghetto ratchet stuff about them doing this, doing that, which lets you know they didn't have no business having no children in the first place. You never hear positive stuff about some of these kids' parents and guardians when the cases come out. Now, you got some good, wholesome, decent people out here. Their kids have gone missing. Somebody took their baby. Somebody took their baby. And you don't hear all this crazy talk. You don't hear nothing about ice cream trucks and meddling relatives that's in the political arena, clout chasing. Yeah, I see it. You don't hear all that. You hear decent people coming forward to let you know where they last were with their child. They showing you new pictures of their children. Other friends and family are gathering with them in support. They stay in the news every day or whenever the news will allow them to be there to show you that they love their child, sister, brother, cousin, whoever. That's what decent people do. That's what decent people do. Not what you're seeing here. Everything here is becoming ratchet. A little sprinkle of salt here, a little salt there. It's not good. And even that cop said that on Ron duty. The fact that the little things that are coming out, they're negative. And the fact that it's been 3 weeks and they don't have no leads to where the children are, it doesn't look good. And it doesn't look good in the favor of the children, possibly even being alive. It's sickening. If you want to call in, please give me a call. Yes, it does stink to high heaven. Well, Marshall, ain't nobody gonna tell you nothing. Ain't trying to figure that out. These people are not gonna tell you nothing. Well, Johnny, I know all that. You can be a street person. What I'm trying to say is a street person is a person that has a lot of drama going on 24/7. Doesn't matter. It's just all when you just got stuff going on with you all the time. To me, it wouldn't matter if you made $300,000 a year, you were a millionaire. To me, a street person is a person that's just ratchet. They got something going on 24/7. There's never a day off with them. That's what I mean by street person. You all take it how you want. I'm just saying. A lot of people are street people. They don't care about anything. Everything is dramatics 24/7. There's always something going on with them. You know. But what I've seen so far, there have been no signs of any intimate connection between the parents and the boys. They appear distant, unconcerned, matter of fact. Well, and that's the thing. So that's why I said that's all we have to go on is what we see. We don't know them, so everything is assumption pertaining to these people. Well, they shouldn't have had any kids. How about that? Don't say shouldn't have took on 6 kids. They shouldn't have had anybody's children. They don't need any kids. They don't need anybody's children. Bobbles. If you're quick to murder 2 children that don't belong to you, but you took them into your care and then you also adopted them, you don't own the right to even have biological children because that means your mindset is off and you're a deviant. So you can't differentiate and say, well, I love my kids more. Well, if you love your kids more, then you should only raise your kids. You had no business bringing those children into your house. And frankly, if you have that type of mindset, like I said, you don't have the right to have children, period. Well, and we know they do it to their own. That's the point I'm making. That if you can differentiate between how to treat and mistreat, you shouldn't be a parent, period. Well, a lot of people are street people. They always got something going on. It's always something drama, like soap opera. I call them scream queens. Every day is something. Every time you talk to them, it's something. You know, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Somebody went to jail. Somebody need a bond. This happened. They getting this happening to them. They had some bad luck over here. I mean, it's always something. Every day you talk to them, it's never no good news. You know, it's always something negative. They got fighting, drinking, drugs. I mean, it's just always something. Social worker. Well, we don't know how many bedrooms they had at the other apartment, Candy. I don't know how many bedrooms they had at the other place. I have no idea how many bedrooms they had. You know, people, you can get 3 and 4 bedroom apartments. Veronica. Okay, true. But they have the 4. How the hell did they convince Children's Services to give them 2 young boys? That's a handful. Well, that's the point. That's why I keep trying to tell you all is think about what you're saying. If they actually had 6 in an apartment, then that means foster care said okay. You keep forgetting they adopted these kids out of foster care. So somebody approved wherever they was living to take in the children. Hey, Miller, you're a man. Marie, come on now. They've lived in other places. They came from an apartment. Oh my God. I could burn my phone. Just burn it down. Y'all just everybody want to talk. Yeah, I heard of the Kawan Charles. I didn't follow it. I don't follow every story. Okay. And I want you all to go to AV Watchman. Cherie's going to be on there. She's done an interview with AV Watchman. Cherie Smith is in the chat right now. Her daughter is currently missing out of California City, California. She's been missing for 9 years, the 7th of January. And she has an interview with AV Watchman. So if you want to follow AV Watchman to see Cherie's story about her daughter, please tune into his uploaded video. Say what? Marie, come on. Marie, damn, I'm already talking about this. This enough. I tell you, I just want to talk about dead kids and missing kids every day. I talk about a lot of things on my channel. More hype. People tend to like true crime stories for some reason. People are fascinated with missing people, dead people. So people tend to get more views when you're talking about dead people for some reason, missing people. I don't know. You know, everybody's entitled to like what they like. But I don't choose every story to talk about. Just, you know. Well, Marie, what can I do? What can I do, honey? How you doing, Monica? Yes, Courtney, the media is silent. It's sickening. It's very sickening. 53 minutes in the chat. 11. There's 111 people in this room with the Queen. 74 thumbs up. Thank you. God is good. Well, I just wanted to make this video just because it was sickening to me. And let me talk about that too, since you all are bringing that up in the chat. We're going to bring up all the hypotheses you all keep crying and moaning about pertaining to this case. I'm starting to get annoyed talking about these kids. The video that you're seeing of the house, that is not the time when Jacqueline and Trezell was in the house. I think you all should know that already. That was the selling video. You didn't see bunk beds, did you? Did you see little small beds in the video? No, you saw full-size, queen-size beds. That should have told you something. Nobody would have the little boys sleeping in a bed, in a mama's bed. That was the selling video to get her house sold. The person who owned the house before they got in. So stop walking around wondering about what was inside of that house. That is not how the house looks today. And common sense should have told some of you who would have been inside to film what the house looked like. Lord have mercy, I can't stand it. Hey, Miller, I mean, Jesus. That's why the cop just said, stop listening to stuff on Facebook. It's like y'all just, some of y'all think that's the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is. I don't get it. Well, I mean, it ain't even staged, Veronica. It's just somebody's house. That was just her furniture she had in her house. Well, you know what, Pretty? The thing is, with a lot of people, they don't listen. I can say what I'm saying to you all 5,000 times in my videos, and somebody will go in the comment and ask me what I just said. They will ask me a question pertaining to something I just said. So that lets me know you're not listening. You're not listening to my commentary. I don't know what you're doing. Well, Marie, I don't know what they had in their house. All I'm telling the public, anybody watching this video, the video that you see of the house inside, that was the selling video to get Trezell and prospective buyers to buy the home. That is not their actual stuff inside of the house. Damn. Yeah, we don't know what the inside of that house looks like now. Candy, right? Candy, it may not be nothing in there but a damn futon. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Just like the guy said, who AV Watchman interviewed, how they moved out, he didn't hear anything. Did it ever occur to any of you that they may not have had much at the apartment? That's why, hell, you don't see nothing outside at the new house. No toys, no bicycles, no balls. Who's to say they weren't minimalist? Somebody said allegedly they were holistic. That's what that girl said, the other YouTuber. So who's to say they lived a very minimalist life? They had the bare necessities. Now, I don't really want to think that, only because when I look at the older photos on Jamal's page, you can see the apartment they lived in. They had, furniture, flat screen, all of that. So I don't know. I don't really care what they had in their house, to tell you the truth. Thank you, Veronica. I mean, thank you. I mean, I don't care what Trezell and that girl had in their house. I just want to know where you children. What'd you do with the babies? The chairs look like the old lady had left. Yeah, without no cushion. They ain't got no cushions in them. They couldn't go to Walmart and buy any cushions to put in their chairs. So what were they sitting on? Wrought iron. I'm dead. I swear. They didn't put no cushions in there. Would somebody like to call and weigh in on the subject matter of why the news is not covering this story? Once y'all just want to keep sending messages. Anybody out there want to log on and call in before I check out of here? Yeah, Shannon, that might be the video of our friend Cherie that's in the chat right now about her daughter missing. $98 in the room, 79 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. This is just a baffling case of who done it, why. I'm on IG. No, Annette, they're not going to tell us nothing. They're not going to tell us anything. Bobbles, I don't know. I don't know if it's because the kids are black and the news don't want to touch this story. I don't know what's going on. But I think it's sad that these two little children aren't getting the justice that they deserve as far as people caring for them. That's, first of all, they got placed in foster care. That was the one injustice. But, the state did what they had to do. I'm not about to argue what happened and didn't happen. 2, they were with the wrong people. 3, they're not missing. 4, nobody's talking about them on the network news. So these kids are getting dicked around bad. Excuse my language, but this is sad to me. These kids are not getting the just due. Oh, because they don't look like John Bonet. Well, I don't. That case is just as weird too. Yeah, because they don't. Well, I always say what comes around goes around. God will handle this all in His own time and way, how He wants to handle this situation pertaining to these kids. My thing is no child should go missing, period. I don't care what their race is. That's a child. They don't ask to be here. And I know the news can't cover everybody that go missing, but dang, these are kids. Grown people I know, especially they're not gonna cover everybody grown missing. Your mom and daddy gotta get out there and root for you. Your sister, cousin, whoever you got left, they're the ones that's gonna root and get your name out there because somebody's got to stay on somebody to say, hey, my mama missing, my sister missing, my child is missing, whoever you are to somebody. If ain't nobody running down there to that police station talking about the person missing, you think they're gonna be just inclined to be caring? Whether it's their job or not. It still helps if you get up and go down there, go to your city council, call, hey, what you find out? Any new leads? You got to call. You got to call these people. Hi, Sweet Mountain Lotus. How you doing? Y'all are up with the queen late, but y'all ain't got nothing to do on a Friday night. At 12:44 Eastern Standard Time, a.m. Well, all right. But I really appreciate the support, the new subscribers. You all have put a queen in the box, baby, with the 200 plus subscribers in a week. I am eternally grateful. No rock unturned. Hey, hold on a minute, baby. If it was my family. Well, see, that's what I'm saying, Candy Selden. You got to have that kind of family. Okay, you on California time? You gotta have. Oh, okay, well. Be safe, honey, Miss Lotus. You gotta have that kind of family. There are a lot of us who have. Oh, 8 a.m. Candy, what you doing? Good Lord, and you working on a Friday night? There are people who are not fortunate to have family. Some people don't have good support systems. Some people have been a problem to their family. So naturally, they're out here in the world living, half living, whatever their choice may be. Something goes bump in the night with them. It would be a shame that nobody will even know that they're gone. Oh, shift supervisor. Okay, wow. It will be tragic that nobody is rallying for the person to say, hey, that was my sister, my brother, they're missing. This is why you need to try to keep in contact with somebody, whoever you are. You need to have one or two good friends. In case you get sick, something happens to you, you have somebody that will say, well, they haven't answered their phone in 2 days. Let me go over here. What Bible say? Okay, Flouncy. Hey, Flouncy, how you doing? You want to have somebody that's going to say, hey, I'm concerned. I haven't heard from her or him. They ain't answered their phone. They're not opening the door. A person could be in there alive, but they could be passed out. They could have bumped their head. They could have been beat up, but they're still alive. Those what I'm trying to say. You want somebody to be concerned about you. You want someone to be concerned about you. And watching this case with these babies were on their own. And that's a terrible place to be at 3 and 4. Going from house to house, not getting the love that you need. And now you're missing. And you can't even get news coverage from damn CNN and NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC. And we don't even know where you are. We don't even know if you're alive or dead. And your stupid caretakers up here doing interviews, twitching and moaning and sighing and all that old type of nonsense. We ain't got time for that. This is dire right now. And all these people dicking folks around with their fake commentary, calling folks to tell them where they can find a baby in a cooler, all that type of stupid stuff. I couldn't engage in none of that. What other people do is their business. A queen don't engage. Because there's some sick people out here that think this is a joke, these children missing. If you like to call in, please. You are welcome. Because I'm not going to keep saying it. Well, Tasha, I doubt they're going to get in their kids back because, first of all, how you going to get your kids back when you can't find two of them? See, there's no way they're going to ever get any children back because, one, we don't have the two. So there's no way the state is going to allow some kids to come back in your custody when you can't provide. You can't make the two appear. You understand what I'm saying? Two got to appear. Candy Selden, I am on IG, Instagram, Big Sexy 71. My hair will be black in the said photo with bangs. Okay, Monica, why you say I'm crazy? Get a social worker. Yeah, good luck with that. You think a social worker gonna give them kids back, even if those kids appear right now, after all the rumors they done heard about ice cream trucks and this and that? Probably not. Because I'm sure the social workers watch YouTube too. And they're going to be like, hell no. If the case goes cold, probably not. I doubt it. Too much has been said and y'all gossiping. Look at what y'all doing right now in my chat. Look at what you're doing right now in my chat. And look at what you're doing on Facebook. Now ask yourself again, do you think the state will give them the kids back? The 4. Why would they give the 4 back if you got 2 missing? They took the 4 out because you had 2 missing. You're answering your own question. They won't give them nothing back. Right. KK lady, you said it. They done flagged them. Because now they're going to start going back in their books and start seeing who was the caseworker, how many caseworkers they had. They're going to start going over the interactions they had with the parents, family, probably go back to whatever dealings they had with Ryan Dean. Somebody probably going to go back in the papers and look. They ain't got to let us know. But somebody going to say, well, we might need to, go back and look at some things and see what we could have done or what we missed or what did we let slide. Only a fool wouldn't do that. Oh, there's another interview about a neighbor. Okay, Shannon. Okay, so Shannon says there's another video with A.B. Watchman about a neighbor. Okay, I would do that. Let me see what Miss Candy Lee talking about. Yeah, no welfare check, so you didn't mess with anyone in California, but Giselle grew up in Bakersfield, so you know he knew a lot of people out there. Oh, Candy Lee, I know that. And that's what I'm trying to figure out is what's so special about him that don't nobody want to talk? Who is he? Monica. Oh, baby, guess what? When I get off this live, what you talking about? It's rum and whiskey. Quit playing. Excuse my language. Because this is baffling right here. Look at it this way. If they want the kids back and there's a hearing in family court with CPS officers on this case, we testify on behalf of the 2 missing kids for the state if they... Well, I don't know. Who will testify? Yeah, it's going to be some ice. But I'll drink all my drinks with ice. I'm a lady. Okay. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you. No, you just got to be careful what you suck into your mind. You can't just believe everything that you hear. I mean, I can read what people are saying, but that doesn't mean I believe what you're saying. I'm just not the type of person. I don't believe everything I hear. Hey, Mildred. Mildred is my other mother. Mildred said, stay away. Mildred. I mean, Mildred's a church lady. That's all right. I understand, Miss Mildred. Thanks for being concerned. And you talk about this every day, you're going to need something, some strong Kool-Aid, because this is sad to me. This is a sad case, and this is what I told somebody. Just as quick as you lie down on your pillow at night, you go to sleep, you have a restful sleep. God let you wake up in the morning. How sad is it that you wake up and there's another story about somebody missing, somebody deceased, somebody beat up, somebody raped, sodomized, somebody missing, somebody brutally murdered, shot. It don't stop. It just don't stop. Candy Lee and Clark. Okay, cool. I'm from NYC. Back on the start bed check. Okay. Well, let Candy Lee do her job. What do you keep talking about? Contradict. What in the world? Trying to read all y'all comments. Sean said about the inquiries. Yeah, people are probably looking into that, Sean. You already know that. Oh, Love Shack talking about testifying, the cops testifying. Well, I don't know how this is gonna pan out. They're not gonna want their kids, probably. They're gonna want their kids. And if they contradict anything they have told, the cop can testify to that. Well, Love Shack, I don't even think it's gonna even come down to any of that. I don't see them going through any of that. Call Granny from the Hillbillies. Bring the tonic. Oh my God. What the hell? I was following AV Watchman when he started chasing them, so called prophecies. I pulled back that foolishness. A. Miller. Okay. No, Tasha, I didn't. How y'all don't understand that movie? Yes, the money train is over. Thank God. So that's why I said, what kind of life could they have with their kids if they were able to raise their children, depending on how this all turns out? They don't work anywhere. Every little secret thing, what is it? Every secret thing, that's the name of it. I watched it late in the morning. That is a good movie. And it's about, uh, hold on, let me pull it up. Because I want you all to watch this movie. Every Secret Thing was made in 2015. It has Dakota Fanning in the movie. And I can't think of the other lady's name. I want you all to check it out. It's a very good movie. It's about a little black baby that gets kidnapped by two little white girls. Two little white girls stumble across a baby on a porch, and they play, take the baby foolishly, and then they spend, a day with the baby in this little rundown area, and they leave the baby. Well, fast forward, the girls end up going to a juvenile center. They are released. They are now 18. So one of the girls, she starts watching the other girl, Dakota Fanning, at her job, kind of stalkerish like, and she just watches her. Well, the next set of scenery is a little mixed girl goes missing from a department store. Well, a furniture store rather. So now the police are questioning these two white girls. Did they take this baby? Because they already served time for the first little black baby. So now they're wondering, because the mother thinks that they may be involved since they've been released, that they could possibly kidnap the 3-year-old biracial baby. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna tell you no more about the movie. But if you want to watch this movie, it's called Every Secret Thing with Dakota Fanning. Most of you know who she is. She was a child star. And it was made in 2015. It's a very good movie. I don't know why some of y'all saying y'all couldn't follow it. I didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem. I loved it from the moment the movie started. When I saw them messing with that little baby, I said, they better not take that baby. Y'all better not take that baby. But I was hooked as soon as the credits rolled. Oh, you can watch it on YouTube. Let me tell you, it's on YouTube and it's free. Y'all ain't got to be going over to Netflix and paying for all that. YouTube got all kind of movies on here for free. It is a YouTube movie. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. Every Secret Thing. It is a free movie. You can watch it when you get off this live. I am 1 hour and 16 minutes in. Thank you all so much for joining me. 86 in the room, 92 thumbs up. Some of you slacked off. That's okay. But I didn't want to be on here long. I just wanted to give you the 411 that watching that Ron Duty's YouTube channel tonight, it was sad to see that there are people in California who have not heard of the story of these two missing black children. And, you know, a lot of times people don't want you to say black lady, black man, white woman. Well, people ask. I can put a headline up on the video and the first thing somebody will say, were they white or were they black? It's what people do. Black people, we've been doing it because we've always been the lower man on the totem pole. So anytime a story breaks, we'll just ask, were they white? Were they black? Something black people do. Not all, but some. But nonetheless, these two children are missing out of California City, a population of 14,000, so that it's very small. And they are not receiving the news coverage in their state of California. So this is what's disturbing, is that these kids, they're not even getting the coverage in California. People in California don't know, hey, there's two little black babies missing out of here. So you already know, if they don't hear about it in California, where is CNN, CBS, NBC, Fox News? We don't even have Fox. Something's wrong. And something needs to be done. And like I said, if you don't have anybody rallying for you, you're in bad shape. And I don't want to be anything like these babies here. Because who wants to be in the world and not have somebody rally for you, stand up for you? You're welcome to call in if you want to. I don't want to be on here long. So if you'd like to call in, please call. Well, like I told you all, we don't know anything. But what would be interesting if we found out that they did make it to California City. Let me see what Sweet Mountain has to say. It's sad how the bio kids will end up just like the foster children. Their parents wanted money so bad. Their mom and dad didn't even care for their own children, or would have never happened. Thank you for saying that. That there is no difference between the two. Because if they cared anything about their own children, they would have never let this incident happen with the two babies. You see, you can't differentiate and act like, well, they care for this one more. No, they didn't care for any of those kids. Any of the children, biological and adopted. Because no sane person who loves their children and the children they took in, be it foster or adoptive, would have put themselves in this situation. And let me explain something else to you. This is another commenter who has asked this. Well, why would they kill the kids or sell them or whatever and still be trying to collect the welfare check? Well, you just answered your own question. I tell you all to think about what you're saying. You see, they want the money for the child, but they don't want to be bothered with the child. There's a difference. Because your mind is telling you, well, if they keep the kids, they get the money. It doesn't work like that. If I don't want to be bothered with you, then I want to get you gone. But I want to reap the benefits for pretending you're still in my care. And that's why you have so many cases of people getting people Social Security checks, disability checks, and you ain't heard nothing from the person. Or they're pretending to be the person, sending mail, sending text messages, but them folks are dead. and buried in the backyard. And folks is calling and calling and calling, wondering why Auntie ain't answering her phone. Auntie gone. Auntie been gone. And there was a case about that many years ago in California where a woman was taking in housers, strange people, boarders as they call them, and she was collecting their Social Security checks. And she was stacking the checks high and stacking the bodies high. And anybody should know at some point she had help burying the holes in the backyard. Are you following me? Always somebody that knows you doing something you ain't got no business. Because an elderly woman cannot get no shovel and dig no hole 6 feet deep. And if you went to dig the hole for her, you're not questioning what she needs the hole for. I tell you, stay woke. Oh, Monica, I'm the real deal. I'm the real deal. I'm the real deal. I bring it to you unfiltered, uncut. Well, they may be, Candy, but the state has the right to not pay them anything. If they think there's foul play, they can cut the check. They don't owe them anything. 27, I worry about the possibility of getting kidnapped. Well, you have to watch your children, Tasha. You just have to tell them to be careful. I'm trying to go back in y'all comments, just make sure I touch on everything. But yes, they put themselves in this situation with their biological children because they're selfish and they didn't care about those other kids. So I don't feel sorry for them not having any of their children. Who I feel sorry for are all the children. Well, people, yes, children do it to their senior parents. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I thought about bringing you a case about that. A lady and a black woman and a man, I think she's black, her and a boyfriend are accused of not taking care of her adult 21-year-old daughter. It's down in Tennessee. God, Tasha, please stop. Good Lord, it's horrible. Well, Hearts, they don't deserve to get anything. They don't deserve to get anything. So you know good well the state is not going to let you keep getting no check and your 2 kids are missing. That would make no sense for them to let them get a check and the children are nowhere to be found. That wouldn't make any sense. So now they'll probably get investigated even by the Department of Human Services. So you see, let me explain something to you. That's another thing you all have not brought up in the chat. You haven't thought about it. That's why I kept telling you, you can dig deeper and deeper into this story because it's got 1,000 variables. Did it ever occur to you that now that they will be getting investigated by the Department of Human Services for fraud? I can't hear you. Stay woke. Did it ever occur to you? Well, Tina, could be that. Could be all type of things. All boys, no girls in the house. Very peculiar for a woman not to want a girl child in the house. But let's now say state of Tennessee is going to start poking around some files now. Don't think they probably not looking in their files to see where they dropped the ball, how they chose these people. Let's see if perhaps we can get them on fraud. Always remember, if they can't get you on one thing, they can get you on another while they're building a case for the missing boys. Are you following me? Because if the state has been paying them money for the adoption stipend, if they can prove that those children were not in their custody at any given moment while receiving adoption funds, they can arrest them for fraud. Come on with it. Queen, stay woke. I don't miss a beat. Well, Tasha, that's a horrible story. Yes, fraud would definitely be one of the charges. A. Miller. Okay, KK lady, please stop. Y'all are killing me. Okay, ask OJ. Y'all showing out. Food stamp fraud. It's going to be all kind of fraud. It's everything, whatever the state gave you. The Medicare, Medicaid, whatever you call it. The monies. It's all fraud. And Medicare is really going to be a fraud because many people get arrested for that alone because the state is giving you medical, whatever. Like, people that take their medicine and they sell it, the painkillers or whatever. A lot of people here in this area, they get arrested for that. Once they find out you get the medicine and you've been selling it. Section 8, well, Section 8 too. That could be an issue too because we don't know if they receive Section 8 housing in the apartments that they lived in. So that, yes, they can be brought. The Section 8 can also sue them also because they also tell you that too. That you can be arrested for lying on your documents of how many people in your house and your income. So they may have some new charges coming regardless, whether we find the boys or not. Hearts, I don't know. They had the room, I guess, baby. And I also know there's times they'll let them kids come in the house and stay, even if you ain't got nothing but a couch or a cot to let them stay, just so them kids can get out, get into a new place. Their house will go into foreclosure. Oh, I'm sure it will, because they don't have any money to pay the note. And we don't know all the things that they were doing to supplement their income. We don't know that they had a full-time job. No employer has come forward to say, yeah, they work for us. Sorry this happened. Our condolences. Here's some money for a reward. Here's some help. So it's looking like these two dodo birds didn't have employment. So now, as you say, and I told you that about the house is null and void. Oh, I forgot. There's no foreclosure because I think they said they paid for the house unless he got a loan. I'm not sure. I don't think it was said that they paid cash. I thought it was said that they got part loan. Did they not? If they paid cash, only thing they have to pay is like, water, gas, that type of thing. And my understanding, loan. So yeah, so they own. So yeah, they can go to foreclosure. Because I just remember they said they didn't have no money. $5,000. I don't know how they got the house for no $5,000. That doesn't even sound crazy. Okay. Somebody says they were declined 4 times, Andy. He can't pay that woman back her $5,000. Well, that was her dumb self to give him the money. Because now, see, that's a rumor. That's a rumor to put on the books too. What's her relationship to him? Now that other YouTuber said it was nothing, but that don't mean nothing to me because you still going by he said, she said. You still going by what some woman allegedly said happened with a loan. Yeah, we just friends. That don't mean nothing to me. Because I don't know that Negro. I saw somewhere that house was paid off in December. Well, it could have been. They're back in the apartment now, according to the AB Watchman interview. That and what apartment? How you gonna get back in the apartment? What? Sherry, how they gonna get back at the apartment? Oh, somebody probably get that house 100,000 straight or less. VA loan could be. He could have got a loan through the military. If he was smart, he should have known he could have got a loan through the military. So what are you saying? You saying something was going on with him and the woman, Mildred? You. Why not, Mildred? I keep telling y'all, you cannot believe everything people tell you. How do we know that woman ain't messed with that man? We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing about nothing. And who just gonna give you money? A woman giving a man money is bad enough. $5,000 I'm gonna give you and I don't know you. Why would I do that? I don't believe in a woman buying a man cigarettes, let alone $5,000. Y'all better go on. Well, friend, he should have been smart enough to know. You've been in the military, they tell you everything that you can qualify for. That's the easiest way to get a house. It's through the military, duh. Just saying. I know that, and I'm not in the military. Just saying. Miss Mildred, why don't you call me? I'd love to see you and hear from you. There are local cameras to see where they were last seen with adoptive parents. Well, we'll see. Oh, Venmo. Well, Tina, Oh, Monica, you dying. I've been dead. I've been dead. How about that? Oh my God, I want to go to church with you and Mildred. Come on. My pastor probably looking for me to be up in there anyway. He probably ain't got a lot of folks showing up to church who want to talk to him besides Jackie. And Clark, you'd be surprised who want to talk to that little long stick, little long head fella. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all women know a man could get any woman. He could go out here right now and get a woman that's a professional, college educated, 5 degrees, pocket full of money, bank account, and she'll ride his coattail into the dust. And you know what I'm saying. And we have all made mistakes talking and dating and marrying men that didn't mount to nothing, didn't have nothing, didn't want nothing. Now, don't get me testifying up here because I ain't got no lawyer to defend me. But you understand what I'm saying. We all have been around people, dated people who did not mean us no good from the jump. From the jump. And you knew better. And you talked to them anyway. You procreated with them anyway. You supported them anyway. You gave money anyway. Bonded them out of jail anyway. You understand what I'm saying? What you looking at him for, Hearts? Is he right beside you? You talking about you looking at Pookie? Yes. Everybody has dated a Pookie. There's probably only 1% of a woman that can say she ain't never had a Pookie. You got white Pookies, a Mexican Pookie, a Jew Pookie. Yes. Well, my daddy taught me that, yes, about a man's shoes. Because, see, a man's shoes tell you where he's going. And they sure enough tell you where he's been. Okay, Barsha, don't start. But I'm telling the truth. You don't tie your shoes. You don't wear shoelaces. Come on now. You too old for that. Your pants sag at the kneecaps. That means you don't wash your clothes. Yeah, Queen stays woke. Hello, everybody. Hello, God's child. How you doing, baby? Okay, I had to buy him shoes today. Hearts do, please stop. I can't do this with y'all. Okay, you 49, so you ain't never lived with a man then. Mildred said talk to her. That's my girl, Mildred. But you understand what I'm saying? Everybody's made mistakes. There's nobody that has not made a mistake. I've told you this. That's why I brought you the story back in the winter about Dirty John. That was a successful white woman in California who got duped by a dirty, dusty white man who was a pillhead. And that man could have took that girl for everything she worked for. She was an interior designer. She is still an interior designer. She now lives in the state of Nevada with the company. He could have took everything she had she kept on messing with that fool or killed her one. He tried to kill a child. So don't tell me you get yourself caught up with these people. You don't know nothing about these people out here in the street. He can't pay that woman back her $5,000. You all are crazy. Said he makes $10,000 a year. I saw somewhere that the house was paid off in December. They're back at the apartment. I'm trying to go through all y'all comments. I can email it to you if you get my emails. Well, I don't want to put that up here. I got a lot of crazy stuff. Like right now, I had somebody just now in my what I'm trying to say. IG saying stuff. See, that's why I don't really need to give out my personal information to nobody. Because the wrong people get my personal information once I give you all this. Right, a real estate investor can get some money and get their home for $50,000. Of course, because who's gonna want to live there? Especially if we think, or the police, the district attorney can show that them children were murdered there. Do you think somebody really want to live in that house? Right, Edie, thank you. Hearsay with the friend. I'm going through all y'all stuff. Public record, who owns the house? You should have checked Walmart's cameras. No, love. The friend who said she gave him the money. Y'all are the craziest people I've ever seen in my life. Too much shit to buy them shoes. I can't get over that one. That one is too funny. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Tina. I'm glad you mentioned that. That was so disrespectful for Trezell to say that allegedly. If this woman is telling the truth, that he told her ain't nobody trying to help him find his kids. Well, why you don't get your long-legged tail out there and find your own kids? Well, Sean, I don't know what's the problem. Yes, GSP, we're all sinners. That we are. Okay, Emil, you better leave them pookies alone. Well, honey, you know them pookies can talk swift to you. You know how they do. They love to talk sweet. That's what they do. Credit cards. They ain't got no credit cards. GPS, I won't tell Perry if you don't either. Laugh out loud. Y'all some crazy old folks. Y'all know y'all a mess up here. 91 in the chat, 108 thumbs up. Thank you for joining the queen on this lonely, lonely Saturday morning. It's very cold in the high 10. Thank you so much for joining me. 1 hour and 36 minutes. I guess you all are not going to call in. Nobody wants to call in and say anything about the subject matter of these children not getting the adequate coverage on the news, which is atrocious to me. And it's a disrespect to a child. Utter disrespect. Thank you all so much for joining me. Almost 100 in the room. God is good. Well, like I said, you live and you learn. One thing about this case. Okay, Mildred, I'm a sinner saved by grace. Amen. Well, Bibles, all you have to do is download the IG. That's all I can tell you. I'm not giving out no other way to call me. Sorry. Not sorry. But this is atrocious because these kids deserve justice. EDT says, I started to watch that YouTube video about the friend and I didn't believe a word of it. That friend ain't getting her money back if it's true. What was the last confirmed public sighting of the boys? We do not know, Sean. We do not know anything about the children. We don't know anything. I got the stream yard up. I just haven't put it. I won't do it. I'm on a smaller screen and I can't say how it's going to look. So I don't want to start it and it, be live and it don't look appropriate. I need a bigger device so I can do the stream yard. I have the stream yard already set up. EBT with 6 kids would be what? Okay, here goes Cheryl Fissel. Hold on a minute, Cheryl. One second. Cheryl, I'm calling you. Why are y'all so secretive about what y'all want to say to me? I don't understand. What is the big deal? Everything is speculation anyway. Y'all are killing me with this. Everything is speculation. Nothing's been proven. Hello? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hold on, you guys. A neighbor at the previous address said he saw the kids in September. I think the cops must believe that the kids are dead. Why else would there be a virtual blackout on media coverage? I don't know. It's weird. You're not saying anything. I can't hear your volume, dear. Hold on, you guys. Her call came through, but it doesn't have volume.
Can you hear me now?
I can. I don't know, I couldn't hear you. Tell me your name and where you're calling from, ma'am.
This is Cheryl Thistle from San Diego.
This is Cheryl calling from San Diego. Why do you think there's no coverage of the children?
I don't know. That's crazy. There should be coverage. They need to have coverage. I don't understand why there's no coverage. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. 2 little boys. They matter. They very much matter. Maybe it's because they live out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know.
What else?
Maybe they don't make enough money that they matter to some people. I don't know.
Well,
it's just crazy.
What do you think about everything that's been jumping off the past week with different YouTube video and information about the house boarded up and some lady talking about a loan and giving them money through Venmo and this and that? You know he's probably pissed off, right? Because she opened her mouth.
Oh, you know he
Yeah, he's pissed off. So this is what I'm saying.
You know he is.
When everybody want to try to put it off that guy made up that video across the street, who the hell's going to risk that? And they're the neighbor. That's what y'all seem to forget.
No.
The crazy people that want to say that video was fraudulent. That man lives across the street from him. Why would he want to jeopardize his safety putting up a fake video? Him talking is just as dangerous, even if he didn't give up a video.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I can tell you Trezell and his wife are not in Florida.
How you know that?
You need to watch the video that I was just telling you about.
Okay.
The neighbor, he is very much not in Florida.
Okay. Well, where do you think they at?
Well, according to the neighbor, they're still in Bakersville.
And who gonna rent to them?
Well, apparently their old landlord.
That dummy would get him an apartment. Oh, y'all, there's something wrong with all y'all in California. Shit. Oh my God.
Hey, I am not from California, okay?
You live out there now, ain't you?
Only because my husband's here.
Hearts Do says they're with the mom. GSP says they're in Baco. Well,
they're not with the mom. They're not with the mom.
Well, she says they're not. I don't know. See, that's why I don't like starting who said what, because like I said, you got to have a receipt. That's all this story has been about is he said, she said. Okay, the Best Western. Right. Fran. That's where they at, the Best Western. They're at the Best Western or a $2 motel. They ain't good enough for the Best Western. Don't get me started. I'm serious. I'm sick of these two.
Motel 6, and they'll leave the light on for you.
Yeah, right. Motel 6. Okay, so somebody said they're with a family at the old apartments with their family. Well, still, don't you think the landlord's gonna find out they're going in the house staying with these people? They wouldn't be in my house.
No, I don't. Yeah.
They wouldn't be in my house. You can't come here. You better go get you a room somewhere. You better go look. You better go to LA and go on Sunset Boulevard. You can't stay here, baby.
Nope.
I would not have that trouble coming to my house. There's no way I'd invite that trouble to my house.
He created it for himself, though.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, yeah, they did, but I'm just saying they wouldn't be in my house staying. I wouldn't care. Because I would.
I would just say this. I don't know. I mean, everything is just speculation right now. That's all it is.
Well, that's all you got to speculate. Because nobody telling us nothing.
No, but I will say that, I mean, with this video, this person that's making these videos, I mean, he's doing a lot of footwork trying to figure out what's going on with these kids.
Waterboard them. Oh.
But he's been interviewing some people. It's worth listening to. It's very much worth listening to.
Okay, Shannon said Trezell has to wear a monitoring device. Why would he wear a monitoring device? You'd only wear that if you on parole or been arrested.
But okay, remember the whole,
God, y'all are killing me.
In the interview, remember how he kept his hands under his armpits?
Yeah.
Nobody could figure out why he was standing like that. When she said that he was wearing a monitoring thing on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
He covered up that monitor.
But he had a black shirt on.
Don't matter. It was a tight shirt. You're still gonna be able to see it.
Well, my thing is this. You knew that the news was coming. All you had to do was put a jacket on.
Well, you would think
It's cold. It was cold. It was cold 3 weeks ago in California, in Cal City. Like GSP, that's it. He's a weirdo. You said it right. This man.
He's in trouble somewhere if he's having to wear that.
Well, we don't even know that's true. That's just somebody saying it. We don't know nothing about a monitoring. We don't even know these people. That's what I keep saying about this case. We don't know these people. We don't know nothing about them. We don't know who actually been in trouble with drugs, this and that, because that mug shot that came up with that girl, that don't even look like her.
Nah. Well, I told you who I thought that
doesn't look anything like her.
I told you who I thought the guy in the interview looks like.
Well, mukbang, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
The only people that know it is what happened to those kids is Trezell and his
Right.
wife.
That's right. They're the only two that know. Unless they had help from an outsider, we don't know where the children are, and they're never going to tell it. I don't see that they'll tell it. You know, I'd hope one of them would fold and just get to the point where they're like, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just going to go on and get the lesser charge and tell. But
I guarantee his mother knows and his brother.
Oh, I know the mother knows. Yeah. Nobody can make me believe the mother don't know.
They all lived in that house together at one time.
Well,
all them kids.
Well, my thing is this. The older brother lives on the East Coast, but he still should be suspicious about something because he's had contact.
That's a younger brother.
Well, I'm talking about the older brother. He's had contact still with them. So at some point, won't you be asking to see the children?
And that may be what spooked him. Something spooked him.
Well, that's why I said something was going on with them. Either somebody had been coming around asking questions, somebody been saying something was coming up where you had to verify something. It's something legal. It's either somebody was talking or they had to do something legal pertaining to the kids. See, you don't never know because you don't know who could have been calling. They could have been having somebody call on them. You don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know nothing. What are y'all talking about? A GPS tracking? What the hell? So he can't leave the state. Well, that's right. They could have gave him a tracking device. You're right. They could have gave him both one. Who's to say? I don't know.
Well, if that's true, then that would explain why he kept his arms under his armpits like that to cover it up.
Oh.
But seriously, we don't know. We don't know nothing.
Who was this? Who was this Hearts dude? Who was this? I literally thought I was going to get killed when I went around asking questions and trying to find his things. Crazy place. Couldn't find no one in charge. Hearts dude, why are you trying to find out anything about Trezell? Let me talk to you directly. Well, why are you out here asking questions about Trezell? Why? Please explain to me. Lord, my battery going low. I knew that was gonna happen.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. Because why would you want to be asking questions?
Well, especially in that area.
Oh, you're talking about your brother. Oh, okay. I was going to say, what? I missed that. I got so many questions running. I was going to say, oh, don't do that. Because we don't know what's going on with these people. What's going on with none of these people. I don't know why I go live now. Now the battery wants to stay down. Bobbles, thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Bobbles. Bobbles says waterboard them for real. Well, we will see if they decide they want to waterboard them. Apparently on another channel, they released an interview with someone at the apartment address and said she mentioned he has a monitoring on him, but who knows? Okay, Miss Angels. Right, and that's the thing about this story. We don't know anything because everything is he said, she said, and those two are definitely not going to come out and tell us anything. Anything else you want to add, baby?
I think that she was saying that the mom, Jackie's mom, actually talked to them.
Talk to who? A.B. Watchman?
Yeah. Well, no, it talked to the girl that talked to A.B. Watchman. In the video, when you listen to the video, you'll understand it better. And she had a lot of details.
KK lady hush. This lady you talking about, who is she?
Yeah.
Well, who is she?
I don't know her name. I was just listening to the video. I didn't hear the name, and I don't even know that he gave her name. Because he just recorded her. He didn't show her because she didn't want to be shown.
Yeah. Well, I tell you the way everybody acting pertaining to these people that don't want to be seen, this and that. They act like they the cartel or something.
Well,
I'm confused about this.
It might be. You never know.
Let me ask you something. That one child that they have, do you notice that he kind of favors him to a little bit in the head area?
But in the video this morning that he put out this morning, the last guy that he talked to was talking about the baby daddy left. Who baby daddy? Or is he talking about the kid's daddy? Or, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he was talking about Giselle, I'm assuming. So, was there an affair somewhere along the way that nobody's talking about?
Well, I mean, explain the context, because I listened to that same video you're talking about, and I didn't understand. This is the one where they went to the house, and the lady came out, had the cell phone outside the door.
Yep. At the end of that video, a Spanish guy came up and talked.
Yeah, I saw that, but I couldn't understand what he was saying.
He was talking about, it was hard to understand, but he was talking about at the very end about how the baby daddy left and came here looking, and she came here looking for the baby daddy.
I thought I heard something like that. Okay.
She went there looking for the baby daddy. I don't know if he was talking about Ryan or if he was talking about Jackie, because he didn't really say.
Well, but see, that don't make sense. Why would Ryan go there looking? How would she know where to go to find? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So was he saying recently? Did you hear if he was saying recently?
He didn't say when. He didn't say
well, that could have been the past.
That could the last 6 months.
Yeah, that could have been in the past. Okay. Woo, Cherie, golly, and this battery's going down. I'm gonna have to end this live, because this one's.
There's so much. There's so much to this. It's like veins. Little. You know what I mean? There's so much.
There's something going on with these people. That's what the problem is. There's something going on suspicious with them. That's obvious.
You got two white vans. It's got dark windows, and both of them boys, Giselle and his brother Philip, Philip, whatever his brother's name is. The neighbor said
Josiah, or that's another brother.
Yeah, they were both driving these vans. They're in them and they're gone, and then they run in the house as soon as they get there. They're very secretive. Something's going on.
My friend, well, I think there's something up with the brothers. They may have been doing some illegal activity. We don't know because there's no proof to it, but they probably have been doing something. And like I said, it's expensive to live in California, and you got to have some money to stay afloat there. And when you're talking about taking in all these children and doing this and that, and then you're not doing what you're supposed to do by the children. So who's to say what they're doing with their money?
According to the neighbor that he just interviewed and posted, they've had other foster kids that they've given up recently.
Well, what you mean return back to the state, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, and that might have been why I made a comment to you all in my video late this morning about one of the children coming out the door with long hair. That would have been on the 21st.
She talked about that. Apparently the mom adopted a couple of kids. One of them was a boy, one was a girl that had the long hair.
Okay, but
how odd is that?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, you're not listening. This is from the video from the 21st. That was just 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, and it's odd that we see that in that video because in this last video that AP posted, she was talking about the mom, Trezelle's mom, apparently adopted a couple of kids, a boy and a girl.
So maybe those were the kids that came out the van.
Bingo.
Okay, but it wasn't before. So the question
is, if that's the case, where's Trezelle's kids been?
I don't know. And who are the kids that the state took in? I'm buffering. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to end it here, but I'm going to talk about what she just said, and that'll be the next video. If their mother has adopted other children, perhaps what you all saw in the video were other children that belonged to Trezelle's mother, because that's what you all are saying was heard in the previous video of the AV Watchman's video. I don't know what's true because I haven't gone over there to watch the video, so I'm going to have to go over there now. But let's just say his mother now is in the foster care business of taking in children. Maybe those were the children you all saw on the video, the heads that were counted. So as she just said, then where were the older children that belonged to Trezell and Jacqueline? Because remember somebody said something about long hair flowing. Could it be that those were the kids that was counted that day in the AV Watchman video? I don't know what's going on with these people, but if this is true, maybe the mother, she's joining in too, doing the foster care hustle. Maybe everybody's on the foster care hustle now. We found us a way to make money. Let's take in kids, adopt kids, and get us some money. Frankly, like I said, right, another twist. Frankly, I don't trust any of these people. I think the grandmother knows something about the children not being there in the custody. Now, this person who just called in said they have taken in other kids, possibly, because we know there's a foster care. The kids will be coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So now you all have been only tallying up 6 heads for foster care adoption funds. Who's to say there weren't more children coming and going out of their possession through the state? Are you listening? Who's to say more children were coming in and out of the house here recently alongside the alleged 6? Something to ponder on. When I get more information, I will make another video tomorrow or today. Thanks a lot for, okay, the Underground Railroad. You know what, KK lady, come on now, don't start. That was for freedom. This is not. Thanks for joining me. 93 in the house, 116. Thumbs up, 116. Almost 100 in the chat. I want to thank you all. I want to thank my guests that came California to join me. Miss Cherie, God bless you. Check out AV Watchman, Cherie Smith, who's in the chat. Her story about her missing daughter from Cal City will be on his uploaded video. I'm getting ready to go check him out right now. If you want to cash out the Queen with a donation to the channel, $ Big Angie 129. Thank you so much for everything and your support. This is a baffling story out of California City. I wanted to also bring you another story because there is a missing woman out of California right now that I wanted to bring today, but I didn't. I'll probably upload that here in a minute. Thank you all for everything. There's something sinister going on with this family pertaining to children. And I don't know what their game is, but I think somebody's going to put a stop to it. Somebody's getting ready to put a stop to it because these people are not right. They're not right at all. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. See you guys later. Bye-bye.